Now we're ready to come in with a forklift. We're going to pick the machine off of the skid, put it in place, and get ready to level her up and make her run. Now, if you notice, when we set the machine down, we put pucks underneath the four corners of the machine, right underneath the leveling screws. Right now, just taking the leveling screws down to set the pucks. Then we're going to turn around, hook the electrics up to the machine so we can lift the head up, and we'll proceed with the leveling of the machine. I'm just releasing the lock nut. And then I'll turn around, run the leveling screw down until it hits the puck. And turn around and just set it so I'm putting pressure on the puck. I'm on the back tube. And again, just a matter of loosening the lock nut when the leveling screws down until they touch on the puck. And then turn around, put some pressure on them so the puck centers itself underneath the leveling screw and takes the pressure. Inside the toolbox that we found when we were opening the machine up, we found a set of keys. You're going to need these keys to get into the electrical cabinet. You will see leads R, S, and T. These are where your 3 hot leads for the machine go. They hook up to R, S, and T, and of course your ground, which is the green wire, and that goes to the grounding bar that's on the bottom. Again, as we explained before, 230 volts plus or minus 10% is very, very important to the operations of this machine. I have turned around and hooked my incoming power up to leads R, S, and T, which you see on the bottom of the machine. I'm now going to check those phases to make sure that I have 230 volts, which I have 240, 240, 240, I'm good there. One thing that I always like to check, I always like to take them back to ground so I'm sure that I have all 3 phases, because the machines will single phase. Easiest way to do it is go to ground and check each leg. I have power, I have power, I have power. Now I am for sure know that I have 3 phases of power coming in that machine. Now that we have verified that we have power, we're going to come up to the control panel. Okay, I'm going to turn around and turn the power on at the disconnect. When the disconnect is on, you'll notice the white light comes on. That white light tells us that we have power to the machine. I'm now going to wait for the touchscreen to boot up. Once it is booted, you'll notice I have an error alarm message, all right, which I have to get cleared. Well, how am I going to clear it? It says the front cover is open. I don't see any front covers that are open on the machine. The band doors are closed, but there is a shield that is not on the front of the machine. It came off in packaging. We have to place it so that we can clear that alarm. This particular splash guard has to be on the machine. That's why it has the limit switch on it. Once we have placed that, we come over to the touch screen. You'll see the message is still there. I'm going to reset it. And now we're ready to go. We have our operations screen up on the machine. You'll notice I'm going to take the head bracket off now. This bracket is put in. save those bolts, and save the bracket. Anytime that you move the machine from here on out, it is suggested machine while the machine is being moved. We're now in the process of getting ready to start the machine up. You'll notice on the front of the machine there is a note. I'm now going to start the hydraulics on the machine so I can lift the head up where we can get into the leveling of the machine. But we're heroes, we're lucky today. 50% of the time you'll hit this and it'll fire right up. If it doesn't, and the machine fires up but the head does not come up, you go down and take any of those three leads, R, S, and T, switch two of them. Either switch S and T or R and S, and your machine will turn around and face correct. Last bracket that I have to take off of the machine is this shiny nut that's sitting on top of the head lift cylinder. Make sure you take that off and put it in your toolbox. That guarantees that the head doesn't fall down in shipment. However, if it's still in there when you go to run the machine, the head won't come down all the way. So you do have to take it out. We're getting ready to level the machine up now. You can see I have two machinist levels on the machine. One covering front to back, the other covering side to side. The side to side seems like it's the one that's going to be off for me. I'm going to go ahead and take this other corner up a little bit so that my levels are both sitting right in the center of the bubbles. Do this in very, very small increments. It doesn't take much to move a machinist level. I'm going to go down to my leveler, located down here. Yep, I'm still going to have to come up some more. All right, bring them down so they're carrying weight. Then I will recheck level again. As long as the level's okay, we're ready to go. With this particular series machine, it's very important that you use all of the leveling pads. So I'm going to go around and get everything tightened up. All right, we went around, now make contact with the floor with all the leveling bolts and pucks all the way around. I've rechecked final level. Final level is good. We're ready to go. So at that point, I'm going to lock all these the leveling screws down, and we will commence to bringing the conveyor in, putting the conveyor on the machine and leveling it. We're now in the process of positioning the conveyor behind the machine. You'll notice there were some pads that came with the machine. They're to go on the floor. Now that we have the conveyor roughly in place, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to start the machine up. I'm going to bring the index vise back. Then I'm going to clamp the straight edge in the back vise or the index vise on the machine. That'll give me my dimension that I have to clear from here to here so that I'm straight when I'm coming on my conveyors from here to here. After we get done with that, we will then worry about leveling the conveyor to the bed of the saw. I'm going to go ahead and put the straight edge in. I'm going to clamp it in this vise. So I'm running the clamping. This way. Do the same on this side. I'm now going to establish some dimensions so I can make sure that my conveyor is straight in the back. All right. The dimension that I am going to maintain is 2 1/8 inches. That's my straight edge to the side of this bearing mount. 2 1/8. 2 1/8. I'll come back here. 2 1/8. I have to move my conveyor further in. And we're there. So now we're going to work on the height. All right, now that we got the conveyors in line where we wanted to sit, I'll have to turn around, and as you can see with the straight edge, the conveyor is sitting way high above the bed of the machine. I have to make the conveyor rollers level with the bed of the machine. So I'm going to take a straight edge. Take spray paint around the feet so you can put the conveyor back in the original position when you go to use it. At this point, we've turned around. We have the machine in place. We have it mounted properly on the leveling pads. The machine is level. We also have the conveyor level to the machine, again with its proper pads in case of anchoring, which is up to you. Additional instructions on how to run the machine and make the cuts.